Hey YouTube, welcome back to the BladesIIB shop, and a little different video today. Instead of trying to make stuff, we're going to try to break stuff. So we've spent the last several weeks working on this TripleBS Knife Lock, and today I want to get a sense of how strong this lock mechanism really is, make sure that it's not going to fold up on somebody, cut a finger, do anything like that. So I don't have a super scientific way to be able to do this, but I've watched a couple of BladeHQ videos as they did some testing on the strength of different lock mechanisms. So I think we're going to be able to come up with something to at least get a sense of, hey, this thing is strong enough to make sure it's not going to hurt anybody. So this is going to be my jig. I guess opposite of how BladeHQ has done theirs. BladeHQ has built a rig where it holds onto the blade and it locks the blade in place, and then they put pressure down and pull down on the handle. I'm not sure why they did that. I'm sure there's some great logic to it, but for me, I thought it would be a lot easier to hold it like a hand, so I'm going to stick it inside of this jig and I'm going to hold on to the handle, and then I'm going to put weight down on the blade to be able to do that. In their videos they were going about 1 inch from the pivot point, so I'm going to kind of go around in that neighborhood of about 1 inch or so from the pivot point, and I don't have quite as much weight as they did. If you look at their second video, they had a really fancy rig that they were using to do that. So I don't have anything like that, but we're going to start with just hanging about 35 pounds off it, make sure that works, and then I will hang my body weight off at the end of that blade, and we'll see if that works. So we should be able to get somewhere, just a little bit under 300 pounds hanging off of this lock mechanism to see if it will hold. We'll tap it on some wood first. I've seen some other ones where they're just banging it on something. Some of these bearing locks, there's another model out there that uses a ball bearing as a lock mechanism, and some people have just banged that on a board and been able to get that one to close. So we'll try that first a little bit as well. So again, should be a pretty quick video. Just going to do a quick stress test on this and make sure that this lock mechanism can hold up to what I would say is beyond average everyday use of a pocket knife. For those of you subscribed to the channel, thank you all for watching the videos, dropping comments in there. If you're new to the channel, want to see more videos on machining, welding, knife making, everything else going on here in the BladesIIB shop, great time to hit that subscribe button right now. All right, let's turn this around. Let's get this locked in the vise and let's see how it holds up. Let's go. Alright, so this blade is not actually sharp, but I'm still going to put a glove on in case. I mean, if that were to come around, it's still sharp enough that it would pinch pretty good. So let's see what we've got here from just give it a little bit of a bang test. So I would say it's holding pretty solid there with just giving it some good wax, tearing up this board pretty good. So no immediate failure there. Alright, that's not a tight fit in there, but it's pretty snug once we pull weight down on it. Shouldn't go anywhere. Alright, this should be good. So we'll start with just hanging about 35 pounds off of that with this kettlebell, and we'll see how it holds up to that. Okay, well, that's hanging off of there fine. That also holds it nice and secure in the jig. And we're about, from the actual pivot point, I mean, I'm almost an inch from the edge there. So probably about 1.25 inches, 1 3/8 from the actual pivot point. But again, that's only 35 pounds on there. Okay, so the best way I have to add more weight to this is to add some body weight. We're going to make a little loop on the top here. Add an extra piece of 550 cord. And we'll go down here. And yep, we'll make a big loop at the bottom that I can stand into. And we'll add some more body weight down there. And that's got too much stretch. Need that a little higher. All right, there we go. Well, that shortens it up plenty. All right, I think this is just going to look bad in the video. Seemed like such a better idea in my head before I got started. Well, YouTube, that is it for this video. Again, not the most scientific way to test a knife lock. A little harder to find stuff around the shop than you might think to do that. I don't have a bunch of free weights kicking around, so not quite as easy to hang things off of there, but you know, putting that kettlebell of 35 pounds, putting myself on there, again, that puts it pretty close to 300 pounds hanging off of that lock mechanism. And it withheld. Knife still opens fine. It feels pretty good. It definitely loosened up that lock. This is the one that was already a little bit loose because those holes weren't reamed perfectly. So it did definitely stretch. It put some stress on that lock and it loosened it up a little bit more. But overall, it still would function and that lock held in there. So pretty happy with that. Again, I'll maybe have to come up with a more scientific way to test it at some point in the future. But right now, pretty confident that this lock mechanism is comparable to some other lock mechanisms on the market that are out there in service. So pretty confident it's not going to shut on your fingers under any type of normal use. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hey, you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now would be a good time and you'll know exactly when that next video comes out. Till then, hope you're out in your own shop working on some of your own projects. I'll be here in the BladesIIB shop working on the next video to put out for you here. I've got a Cyclone sandblast cabinet that I picked up and I'll do an unboxing and a review on that one. And also put out a video talking to you about some titanium plates that I ordered and just how to order titanium. I ended up you know, not getting exactly what I thought I was going to get. I got some titanium plates that weren't quite right. Cost me a lot of money. I'll see if I can put out some information on that to hopefully save you paying what I call the stupid tax. Save you paying that stupid tax in the future. And then also talk a little bit about, hey, what am I going to do to try and recoup some money out of those? So those are a couple of videos coming up in the future. Hope you'll tune in, hit that subscribe button so you'll know when those are coming out. Till then, y'all take care.